Hey, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to change the battery for your Pokemon Crystal, Red, Blue, Silver, Gold, or Yellow version. It's the Game Boy Color cartridges. I'm going to be using the electrical tape method, so we're not going to be soldering here. It's pretty easy, it shouldn't take too long. I've already done it to this one. You can kind of see the electrical tape. I'm going to be working on Gold version today. It's pretty much the same method for all of them. I'm going to show you the tools you'll need, the type of battery you'll need, and I'm going to show you a before and after. Right, so you're essentially going to need some type of pliers, some very thin, precise pliers to go ahead and come behind this and grab the screw and then twist it loose, unless you already have the tool. If you have the tool, then even better. You're going to need a very thin flathead screwdriver, really thin, because you're going to want to get up under the soldering points and the conducting arms, and we're going to break them loose. I also have some pluckers here. They're very thin and sharp, just so they can help loosen it up before I go ahead and use this flathead. I also have electrical tape for the battery, and then I also have some packing tape to help reinforce it. I'm going to be using CR2032 battery. All we need is one of them. The original is a CR2025. But I've read a bunch of forums, I've watched a bunch of other videos. They say either or, it doesn't really matter, it's up to you. So that decision is essentially yours. So I have gold inside right now. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, and I'm gonna show you how it does not save. Let's go ahead and get past this. Okay, so see there, all you see is the new game, no continue game. That's one sign that, this game probably has a dead battery. So let me go ahead and skip past this part and then I'll come back. Okay, so here we are. I just got past all the talking and stuff. So I'm just going to move forward a little bit and then stop right here. I'm going to save right there so, I know that you guys know where I saved at, what position exactly and everything. So I'm saving. Okay, saved. So now, essentially, normally I would turn this off, turn this back on, and continue from where I left off. But with a dead battery cartridge, what happens is that we actually have new game again. So nothing was saved, nothing happened. Basically, I'll never get anywhere. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this out and we're going to change the battery. So let's go ahead and grab onto the screw and get it loose. It's going to take some time. Let's see. It's easier if you have the tool, but if not, this is just going to have to suffice. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I had to kind of balance the camera between my chin. So anyways, now that we got the screw out, it's pretty much easy. You just, okay, we already did. It kind of just slides down, and after sliding down, you kind of just pull the top part off. And then you kind of expose the circuit board. And this is what we're going to be replacing. And what I was talking about is this conducting arm. There's also one on the bottom that is soldered to the battery. So we're going to have to go under, pry those loose. There's a spot weld point right here, or a solder point right here, and a solder point right here. And then there's also going to be another two in the same spots, relatively same spots on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try to get under right now. The strategy that I use is kind of start at the middle and then go towards the sides and break loose. So right now I'm actually using the plucker to kind of get under first to make some headway. Then I'll later on use the flathead to break loose. You can take the circuit board out, there's no problem if it does come out. I'll just kind of get a little worried sometimes because it is fragile. So now I'm just going to be trying to break out. Take your time. Don't use too much excessive force. If you break the arms, then you will be in some kind of trouble. It should still work if you did break the arms, but you have to, the goal is to make contact with the battery. And so if you're unable to make contact with the battery, then it pretty much won't work. So we're just going to work at kind of suture this point right here. Okay, so that's the first point breaking off. That's the first point breaking off. So now this first beginning part will kind of bend back. So now we're going to have to work towards the second little dot, second spot weld. We need that to break off. Okay, so in the last video, my battery died, so it cut off. But basically what happened is I ended up loosening this first prong, excuse me. And so now I'm going to show you I'm going to expose the bottom prong. So there's another conducting arm here, as you can see. And there's going to be two spots. Let me see if I can bring it a little bit closer. The two dots that you see are the points where it's been soldered on. And so basically now we have to break that free. So I'm going to go ahead and try to work that side. I'm going to go ahead and take the pluckers again. And I'm going to come under, try to get in the middle. It's kind of difficult for the bottom one because you don't want to break the bottom conducting arm. There we go. Just going to be making some progress then. Okay, so that first one finally broke loose, and so now I have to go after the second one. See if I can get this guy out of the way so you can see. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to, there's only one solder point on. I'm going to see if I can twist the battery loose. Okay, wow, that worked out perfectly. So there's the battery. It says, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to focus with this lighting, but it basically, let me see if I set it down. I come in a little closer. It's some kind of brand, either Panasonic or Maxell. Actually, I think this one particularly is Maxell, and it says CR 2025. So that's the kind that you typically would use. But if you don't use that kind, you use the 2032. That should be fine. So these are my two conducting arms. This one was the one on the bottom. Straighten that out, and this one was the one on the top. Straighten those back out. So basically, I'm going to put the new battery in there. Sorry, this one was the one on the bottom, this one was the one on the top. So I'm going to try to straighten them out before I get started. So now we're just going to take our battery out, the one that we're going to use. Let's see. So again, these are the CR 2032, and they work just as fine. If I can get them out. So we're going to basically put it the same way that it was sitting. So we're going to put it this side up. This positive side down, negative side up. The method that I'm going to use is with this electrical tape. I saw this on another video. Can't recall the video, so I'll have to give the guy credit when I can. But basically, we're going to kind of set this electrical tape on with the sticky side facing up, and we're going to put the battery in between, or we're going to sandwich the battery, and then we're going to wrap it up kind of like a burrito. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to have the electrical tape come under, put it about in the middle side. This is the sticky side facing up. Oops. And then we're going to have the first arm on the bottom side come down, straightened out as much as we can. We're going to have the battery positive side facing down, negative side up, and then we're going to put the top arm over it. Let me kind of go ahead and move it here. Okay. So now we're going to kind of keep firm pressure down on it. We're going to have one side come over, keep the pressure on it, and then tape it. We're going to have the other side come over, keep the pressure on, and tape it. And kind of just have any loose ends kind of. Oops, we don't want that, it's going to be hard to put in it. Okay, so we have the loose ends all taken care of. And now we're going to add some, this is optional, but I prefer to do it. It's just an extra reinforcement, you know, to prevent the battery from coming loose. Because if it does come loose, then all your progress that you have will be lost. So basically we're just going to take Scotch tape them out, kind of like a rectangle like that. I don't know if you can really see, it's kind of hard. Okay, so I've gotten pretty much the electrical tape on, and also I've supported it with the packing tape over it, and it's kind of just folded over very slightly on the other side, not too much. But so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take it and place it in its cartridge. It's kind of hard to record and also get my hands going, but okay, so we place it in its cartridge, and now so what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and put it back on, make sure that everything's in place, and slide up. Let me see if I can. You're going to have to use just a little bit of pressure, not too much. If it's too thick, you might feel like a bulge coming out of the side of the cartridge. If that's the case, then maybe cut down on the amount of tape you used, you know, reapply. So now let's go ahead and check it out. So I got the Game Boy right here. I'm going to put the cartridge in. Okay, this will be easier. So it's still a new game, and I'm going to go through all this, and then I'm going to bring you back to the point that we were at last time. Okay, I'm going to bring you guys back in now. Okay, so now I'm just going to move over a little bit. I don't even have to really do this, but it's just to... Okay, game is saved. Now let's go ahead and turn it off. Wait a little bit, turn it back on. And now, so if everything goes according to plan, then we should have a continue as well as the save game. And there is a continue. So it says Sunday night 10:37. It is 10:37. I haven't, it's actually not Sunday, but I haven't talked to the mom yet. That's why. You set the date after you talk to the mom, so go forward, and that's where you set the date. I'm going to go ahead and just turn that off. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now all I have to do is just put the screw back in. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, just go ahead and leave them below. Thank you.